are back. What's going on? Welcome to Party on Broad. Today, our Sixers draft coverage continues with a really, really intriguing prospect. I don't know. His stock is rising right now. He might not be available for the Sixers at pick 23, but he is Jalen Williams, a 21-year-old guard out of Santa Clara. And to help me break it down, I've got my man Tiago at TiagoPHL on Twitter. What's up, Tiago?
I mean, Jalen Williams, man, he's going through that Bones Highland post-combine rise from potentially second rounder to now people talking about even the lottery for him. I don't know. I have different views on it than some NBA teams I think have on him, so we will see. But if he's a guy available for the Sixers, man, he's a name that Sixers fans should be very, very used to.
Yeah, let's break it down. Let's talk about strengths of Jalen Williams because when I put on the tape, man, I think there's optionality with this guy. Like his potential's through the roof. There's so many things going through in my mind when I was watching him. Lead us off, Tiago. What's some of the things, the positives that Jalen Williams brings to the NBA?
So I think that's the thing, right? What is Jalen at the NBA level? Because he is one of the most craftiest ball handlers that I watched so far in this pre-draft process, and he does it at with a 7'2" wingspan, elite vertical, elite athleticism from his end. So when you watch him as a ball handler, he's got advanced feel for the game. I mean, tremendously smart player, something that the Sixers lack a lot of from their bench in particular. Just able to set up defenders with his dribble, can find guys cutting, advanced passing reads off the wide dribble, advanced passing reads in stationary positions. So you think about it from an on-ball creator, he is absolutely one of the most interesting prospects in the game, in the draft. Now, the question is he that player in the NBA? That remains to be seen. Because if he's that player in the NBA, then you're talking about a lottery pick, no questions asked. And I think some teams do feel that he's that player. I'm not so sure because you do see some lack of dynamic handling, especially in isolation from him. And I think that he's going to struggle from that standpoint in isolation in NBA. But if you give him defined pick and roll reads, he will absolutely tear you apart. There's no questions about it. At a very unique size, athleticism element, he's absolutely fun to watch. The second part of it, I mean, you can touch on it too, Chris, is the shooting. I mean, he's got touch on some shooting numbers for you guys just to I have it here written down, make sure I get it right. So he averaged 1.76 points per guarded catch and shoot possession. That's 100th percentile in college. Every guarded catch and shoot shot that he had went for 1.76 points.
That's insane.
That's elite for what the Sixers are looking for in their roster. And he's handled over 37 possessions of his possessions were in the pick and roll, so that's a pretty high number. And he's got range, man. I mean, he's got NBA range. I mean, you see it right there, Chris. That's an NBA three-point shot right there. That is a near 4 point, 4 or 5 feet behind the three-point line, three-point shot. So all those things point very positive for this prospect. I think he's going to be very high on a lot of teams' boards.
Yeah. I'll keep the tape going. We have Superhero 18 in the house. I love this prospect. He's everything we need. We're likely going to need to move up, and he thinks Jalen Williams is a lottery talent. I think he's probably more so a lottery talent than available at 23 for sure at this point. But yeah, I just watch him. Like you see just a solid feel for the game. Very efficient, 40% from three, 2.0 assist to turnover ratio. Solid shot creator. I'm not sure how much that's going to translate to the next level. But in college, at least, very little difficulty getting separation. He's a patient scorer. He has got really good shot selection. And he's got a little wiggle. He's definitely got a little wiggle. And that his potential in the pick and roll has me really intrigued. You nailed it on the shooting, man. Those catch and shoot numbers are really awesome. And then defense, 7'2" wingspan. Seems to be very switchable, seems to be adept at defending the pick and roll, does a really good job fighting over screens. There's a lot that Jalen Williams brings to the table, strength-wise. So, yeah, very fun watch for sure. Very, very fun. Let's move to kind of cons. What are some of the weaknesses of his game?
Yeah, so the comment from the standpoint is the draft talent On tape, yes, he looks like an absolute lottery talent, no question. But I do think you have to factor in a little bit of the level of competition, right? So Santa Clara, they play Gonzaga once, and they play like St. Mary's once, and after that, you're playing the absolute armpit of college basketball. So a lot of it looks great on film. Like I said, I do think some of that's perhaps not going to translate at the next level when you're talking about taking all the guy who's in your calculus class one-on-one on tape. So it's really not. I don't think all of it's going to be translated, but I think he's going to be around that 15, 20, 21 range, and perhaps he drops a couple spots for the Sixers to take him. Another con that I kind of saw for him is so that it goes back to the handle. Like his handle is a little bit upright. It's a little bit loose. And in the NBA, man, that is going to be a problem. I mean, teams are going to eat that up. Defenders are going to get their hands all over that. So I do think he's going to perhaps struggle with some ball pressure and to mitigate some traffic in the NBA. So he's got to clean that up. And that's really where I land with Jaylen. I think he's going to be a phenomenal off-the-ball player defender. I think he's almost a slam dunk, can't miss prospect in that aspect. Athleticism, absolutely. But, when you talk about being a secondary, tertiary ball handler, yes, he's going to run pick and roll, but I don't think he's going to end up being that isolation creator that some teams perhaps see them as being. So we'll see.
I agree. I fully agree. Superhero 18 says, at the same time, Santa Clara didn't have great teammates. Imagine him making plays for Joel.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the con is I'm not exactly sure if he's going to be on ball or off the ball and what is his best trait at the next level. I'm not sure, but he can do both, right, Tiago? Like, yeah, he doesn't have that much of a mid-range game, but like he had a good volume of pull-ups. He has a floater game. He can attack the rim. So there's a lot that he does really well. I just need to know. I think Daryl Morey is going to look at this dude and be like, I'm all in. There's a lot that he brings to the table for sure. And that leads us right into fit with the Sixers. How would you grade it out of 10? And do you like this fit?
Yeah, I love the fit because we need players around Joel Embiid that know what the hell they're doing on the court. That's just about as simple as you can make it. And this guy knows exactly what the hell he's supposed to do on the court. He's an advanced passer. We've seen how many times did we see Joel Embiid staying in the post, get that inside position and the ball still over his head or not get into his shooting pocket. So this guy will absolutely get Joel Embiid the ball in very good positions. I think that is huge. You talk about the athleticism and the size. The NBA is going big. You look at the NBA Finals, Boston, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. These are high-level wings that are at, 6'8", 6'9". You need guys who can defend these guys, man. And guess what? Freaking Korkmaz isn't going to do it. I know we rag on Korkmaz a lot. That's just the way the NBA is trending. So this guy is definitely a name the Sixers should have on their calendar for sure. And I would give him a fit of about 8.5.
I'm going higher. I'm going to go at 9.9. I'm all in. I'm all in on this guy. I'm all in. 7'2" wingspan. He's almost 200 pounds. He's going to be able to defend multiple spots in that backcourt. He's going to be able to throw an entry pass to Joel Embiid. What is that? What's an entry pass on the Sixers? No one really knows. And for me, he's a shooter. He's got some playmaking potential, pick and roll potential that I think. I don't know if he'll play right away with the Sixers, maybe down in Delaware, but he's got a lot of skill. He can score on all three levels. He can make some legit passes. He's got the handle needs to get better, but he's got really good touch, and the upside is there. So whether he's a primary facilitator or an off-ball weapon, I'm good. We can mold that, moving forward with the Sixers. So I'm going to go 9.9, Tiago, on mine. So you're
Yeah, I go 9. I think about it. Yeah.
You're a 9 now?
Yeah, it should be in the 9 range. I mean, off the ball, it just makes a lot of sense. So I think that kind of actually nudges it. The question is, again, what is he as a ball handler?
Yeah, and where does he go in the draft is the question. Superhero 18 says, I'm all in as well. 10 out of 10. I see the question. I can see the questions on scoring upside for us. We don't need him to be that high-level scorer with him being high. I fully agree. Fully agree. Any final thoughts on Jalen Williams before we close up shop and move on to Justin Lewis?
Yeah, don't pass up on FS23, man. Don't trade the pick for some old, aging ball handler. These are the type of players you want in your program. Even though, yes, you're in a win now mode, this guy can give you minutes right away.
Yep, I fully agree. Follow my man on Twitter at TiagoPHL. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. We'll be right back breaking Justin Lewis down, another wing forward that is really intriguing, as well as his fit with the Sixers. For Tiago, for myself, stay awesome, everyone.